Hey everyone, welcome back to Dragonfly Projects and Homestead. My name is Alex. Today we're gonna install the stove. Finally, all the parts are in. I went with 7-inch pipe because the old chimney in the house, the double wall insulated chimney, is quite expensive. So I already had that at 7-inch. So I figured if I can do the outside with the 7-inch that I already own, I'm going to save a lot of money. The downside is nobody holds 7-inch in store usually because it's an odd size. So I had to order everything, and now everything is in. We have the double-walled insulated stovepipe. I have the adapter to go through the wall, chimney to go on top. Right now it's still on the dolly. I need to get it on the floor, propped on some cement blocks here to raise it up a bit so I don't have to bend down as much. And I need to reframe part of the wall because the adapter to go through the wall uses 16-inch on center because it has triangular shaped brackets that go on the outside and they're lag bolted to the studs. So I'm going to have to reframe a bit here. It doesn't really matter because it's not structural. I can just cut wherever I want and just reattach the 2x4s and make sure everything lines up because I want to try to get as much room as I can because the stove used to be here, but the whole metal structure being metal, this whole corner was so hot I couldn't use that corner for anything. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it in the corner facing at a 45-degree like this. Once it's set up, need about, to be safe, 8-inch clearance from the walls. The structure that collapsed over there, I'll just use the metal siding that's on there as a bit of a heat shield, and this is double walled, so the clearance I need is only 6 inches, so I don't have to worry about the heat coming out of the chimney. Actually, I learned the black part, or the indoor part, is called the pipe, stove pipe, and then the outside part, which is silver in this case, is actually called the chimney. Sometimes I was confusing them. Let's get this stove on the ground, figure out where we're gonna get everything, punch the hole so that we can set this up and finally have heat in the garage because it has been incredibly cold lately. Seems like winter is not ready to just release its grasp on the region right now. And there's some stuff I need to get done in the garage, and it'll be a lot more pleasant once we have heat. All right, let's get going. Thing is, I could use the spacing that's there already to make my life a lot easier. It's just I'm losing a bit of floor space, but the other option is I can turn it so it's facing, so it's at 90 degrees with the wall. But I feel like and I would lose a bit less space that way. But I just feel like 45 degrees looks nicer because it's either this or this. Obviously, clearance is not accurate, but I just feel like 45-degree looks a lot nicer. Do I want to take the easy way out, or do I want to make it pretty? I want to make it pretty. 7 would be 3.5. Let's put it like this. To 7. So 3.5. So the edge here of this stud will be my center point. So it's the chimney, 90-degree elbow, a damper, I can control the flow, and an adapter because this is 8 inches, so a reducer from 8 to 7. There we go. Switch. All right. Beautiful. All right, that's that. Supposed to put this here. All right, now we go outside. I gotta say, the instructions could be a little more clear. Okay. Nope. This way. This is less of a how-to and more actually, it's more of a how-to struggle. So there's a band here that links them both together. Flail. Okay, I will explain a little bit later why I'm not too worried about the setup. It's probably going to end up being temporary. Whew, my upper lip is frozen, hard to talk. Let's go back inside. How to do this safely. And then I remembered, I own a tractor. Let's use that instead. The only downside is the forks were buried in the snow. It took me 15 minutes to get them out. Say that worked pretty well. Now the awkward part of dragging it all the way back there. Ah. Ugh. All right. Okay. Good enough. Within the lines. Within the lines. Within the lines. Good enough. Sweet, that looks good. I like that. I like that a lot. Last night off camera, I came in and I put on some wood just so I have a nice stable structure to put my metal on. I even installed my clock. It's funny because it says temperature 0 degrees. It's just, that's Celsius by the way. It just doesn't go into minuses. It's about -5 in here right now, which is not crazy. About 28 Fahrenheit. I don't know if you can see outside, but another snowstorm. The video of me fixing, retrieving the broken bridge at the pond. Famous last words, eh? I think winter is over. Spring is right around the corner. So far, bloop. Okay, now we need some metal as a heat reflector to protect the wooden surface. Over here, that's nice and cool. It's double wall insulated, so I don't need anything to protect it. Up top here, I don't need anything. This is double wall. The clearance only has to be 6 inches, which is really not a lot. For here, I have the appropriate clearance, at least 10 inches on the corners, and everything else has plenty of space, but I will add a heat shield to make sure everything's okay. Now, if only I had an easily available source of metal. It's not like there's a structure that collapsed not long ago that was covered in metal. All right. Here we are. Broken structure with lots of free metal on it. I just have to find a way to remove it safely. And the other thing I just remembered is I'm gonna need a lot of wood for the evaporator. And right now, that's the wood, just buried. Could be a problem. All right, let's grab some metal. Heat shield, chimney, everything's good. I do believe we're ready for the first fire. I also replaced the seal. It's been drying overnight. Let's get this bad boy going. If it gets really, really, really smoky in here, I also have the exhaust fan running. Oh, can't forget. Can't forget that. Here's the first fire. Very happy with it. Metal shields installed, chimneys installed, everything's nice and secured. Got metal fan going, it's getting nice and warm in here now. Thermometer says it's +5, so around 40 degrees Fahrenheit now around the fire. There is some smoke coming off of the pipe and the chimney. My guess is, just by the smell, it's probably the oily residue that when they ship it, it's there to protect the metal so it doesn't rust or get damaged. I have the exhaust fan running full tilt to try and exhaust that smoke out. I will crack the window open too to get some fresh air in here. The chimney outside is smoking, but it doesn't look like that, and it's a nicer burn. It's a complete burn, so there's not a lot of smoke. So that kind of confirms the fact that this is probably oil residue. Now, I'm not going full out. I'm not doing the full perfect setup because I've decided that I will probably not keep this garage as my garage here, at least. The problem with the structure is it's metal, so as it warms up, there's some condensation that forms, and it's been dripping everywhere on my stuff. So if I'm doing woodworking projects, if I have some nice tools out in the open, I don't want the water to ruin the projects or the tools. So what will happen is I will take down this structure and I will move it somewhere else where I plan to set up the exterior wood boiler, and then I'll use this structure as my wood storage, and I'll leave the wood boiler inside of the metal structure, and both walls will be open so the wind can pass through. There will be supports, but the wind will be able to pass through, help dry the firewood, but keep the weather out of the wood and the wood boiler. So right now I'm just trying to make this comfortable, usable space. There is still a bit of cleanup to do, but I want to get started with some kitchen cabinets, homemade kitchen cabinets, so that I can make it safer, because Camille is now walking around everywhere and grabbing stuff, and our kitchen is definitely not childproof right now, so I want to build our own. Same layout, but I want to see if I am able to build the kitchen cabinets to a standard that we like. So when we're finally renovating the whole first floor and redoing the layout, we'll be able to do that ourselves to save a bit of money and make it as custom as we'd like. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below. Like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video for our next project. Take care.